I picked up 3 of the new Chanel Rouge Coco Hydra glosses. I am very, very curious about these because you guys know how much I love their Rouge Coco glosses. Their existing ones are the ones that have just recently been discontinued. The shade 804 Rose Naif. This is probably my most repurchased, my most loved lip gloss of all time. I absolutely love it. And when they came out with this, my voice is going to start cracking because I'm very upset. But when they came out with these new Rouge Coco Hydra glosses, they did not bring this shade over. Okay. So we're not going to talk about it for too much. We're not going to linger on that. No use in crying over spilled milk. However, I did also like icing from the previous line, and they did bring that shade over into the new line. So I got that shade, icing 430. I also picked up 442 and 456. 456 is Fabulous, and 442 is accessory. So we are going to be definitely swatching all of these and using all of these. I was, just very, very interested in comparing the two. So this is icing in the new, and this is icing in the old. The old, it's much milkier, much whiter. And I wonder if that's why they did not come back out with a Rose Naif, because this icing is kind of in between the old Rose Naif and the old icing. So here's the new icing. So anyway, we're not going to talk about Rose Naif, Michelle. We're not going to talk about Rose Naif. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Okay. And then here is the Fabulous color. You guys know how much I love a yellow tinted lip gloss or lip balm. I have the Dior ones, I have the Prada one. Anyway, I thought I would try this new Chanel one. And then here is the 442, I think, at the accessoire. This is going to be a long day. 442. So this is a nice nude beigey color. You know, actually the only other gloss I have from the old line is number 722. I don't remember the full name of this, but it's similar. However, the old one has some shimmer to it. If you can see the frostiness. The 3 shades that I got, 2 of them are like a cream. And then this one Fabulous color. This has a little bit of shimmer in there, but it looks like they've really toned down the shimmer in these newer glosses. So they are supposed to be more moisturizing. I think that's why they threw the word Hydra in there. So anyway, really excited to try those out. But I thought I would take the opportunity to do like a full face of Chanel using some new stuff, some old favorites. I'm going to start with their Sublimage Priming Moisturizer. And this moisturizer has a little bit of a sheen to it. There's like little teeny tiny gold bits in there. Very, very pretty, very subtle. And I'm actually going to use a brush to apply this. Normally I would just use my fingers, but I feel like using a brush today. Don't know why. This priming moisturizer, by the way, comes with 2 additional refills, which is really nice. This feels so nice on the skin. It's very lightweight. It feels like it's water-based because it feels very cool on the skin. So it's not greasy or anything like that. It absorbs quickly, so it makes for a really nice primer. Okay, nice subtle glow. So next, I'm gonna go in with of course, the Le Beige Water Fresh tint. I have it in the shade Light. I'm just gonna pump some onto the back of my hand. This is the foundation that has those color beads that you need to break up before you apply. So I like to just mix it up on the back of my hand and then apply it to my skin. I've talked about how I think this shade is just a little bit too light for me, but that's okay. We'll warm up with a little bit of bronzer. Now that the summer is progressing here in Vegas, I feel like this is even lighter than usual. I had put some self-tanner on several days ago. I think it's already faded, but yeah, this would look even more mismatched if that self-tanner was still on. Okay, skin is definitely feeling very, very juicy. I think the glow that I have is actually very subtle. So we're gonna go in with some concealer. I'm really enjoying this new Le Beige concealer. They just recently came out with 2, like kind of back to back, which is really interesting. They basically like reformulated their gel concealer, and that one is very, very nice, but I like the Le Beige more. It has just a lighter touch all around, and I like that for the summertime. So I have shade, what shade is this? Shade number B20. The only thing I don't like about this concealer is this very odd applicator. It doesn't have like a fuzzy tip, so it looks like a doe foot applicator, but it's more like a hard spatula. It's just, see, it's just like, almost like it's missing the fuzzy foot. And so, yeah, it just doesn't pick up a lot of product. You have to kind of keep going into the tube because that's it. Like one swipe and that's it. So anyway, that's my only very minor, very petty complaint about, about this concealer. Okay, let's just blend this in. Such a nice light texture. It blends in so easily, so quickly, and it has a light to medium amount of coverage. And again, I really like that for the summertime. Something kind of light. You don't run the risk of anything looking too cakey or too overdone. Okay, we're gonna go in with the Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. I have it in 390 Soleil Tan Bronze. And I was actually just looking for a powder bronzer from Chanel. I don't think I have one. I have that face palette from the Le Beige collection last year. I think it was last year, but you know, it has like the highlight, the blush, the bronzer. I cannot find it. I just turned my makeup collection upside down before I sat down to film looking for it. I can't find it. I guess it's upstairs somewhere. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this bronzing cream. And this bronzing cream definitely leans a little warm. So this is only something I'm gonna use in the summertime. I think it would look really, really orangey in the wintertime. You know, when things really kind of cool off, your skin tone, the lighting, like everything just sort of cools down a little bit. I think this would look too orangey, too warm in the wintertime, but now I think it looks okay. It looks okay, it looks acceptable. I may have to set all of this down with some powder too, because there's something about this combination, I think, which generally I really like because it makes my complexion just like really smooth and powder glides on really nicely without even having to put loose powder down. But putting a cream on top of it, it feels a little slippy. So I'm gonna have to powder this down because I feel like it's just gonna fade and move throughout the day. I'm gonna put some on the bridge of my nose. So I'm gonna go in with the loose powder now all over my face. I'm actually gonna grab one of these Half Moon brushes that they include in some of their powder products. I don't usually use brushes that come, you know, with the product, because usually I just find them kind of flimsy or they're just not big enough or whatever. But this brush is great because if you want to just sweep, it's like the perfect shape for that. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna do a combination of powder and balm. So I've been loving these balm duos that they just came out with. So there's like a highlighter side and a blush side, but they are very, very balmy. These are not like their blush sticks from before. These are definitely more like their Balm Essentials. And because they are so balmy, I'm gonna try it. I actually haven't tried this yet, but I've been thinking about it. I wanna put a powder down first to kind of like prime the canvas a little bit more. And so when I put the balm down, it won't be too emollient. So I've got the Jersey blush. Okay, so that is just powder blush down. So I'm gonna go in with, I think I'll do Gentle Glow. There's Pure Glow and there's Gentle Glow. The Gentle Glow is just a little bit deeper, but it's a nice peachy color. And so I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm just gonna kind of run it over the top and just tap it right on the apple of my cheek and then up high here, kind of close to my under eye. There, so again, we've got this nice subtle glow, but it's not too much. I don't mind using these balms on their own, but they are quite emollient. So yeah, if you want something that's really gonna like help the balm stick to something, I think putting the powder down worked really well. And then I'm gonna go into the highlight side of this duo stick and just use my finger again just to tap this right on top. Okay, quick brows. I'm just using their brow pencil in Brun Taupe. Okay, for eyeshadow, I'm pulling out an old, I can't believe I'm saying this is an oldie but goodie, but the Brun Talpa in the Ombre Essential. I am going to grab just a nice big fluffy blender brush. I'm pretty much just going to do like a one and done look. And then I'm just going to line my eyes with the Stila Ombre Contour in, what shade is this? The Taupe Fume. Just going to smudge that out a little. Okay, just curl my lashes. I'm going to throw on the Le Beige mascara. I have this in black. And this is another mascara that I really like from Chanel. It's a very like My Lashes, but better, so it's not too heavy of a hand. Okay, now for the new Rouge Coco Hydra glosses. Let me do some hand swatches. I don't know if that'll be useful. You know, gloss, it's so sheer. Maybe you'll glean something from them. So let me do some back of the hand swatches here. I really hope they're very similar to the previous version. Okay, so we've got Icing, the accessory color, and then the Fabulous color, that yellow tinted one. Yeah, I don't know if you can see much, especially in Icing and Fabulous. You can see the accessory. Okay, so I didn't put on any lip balm or anything because these are supposed to be very, very moisturizing. So I wanted to see, you know, how they felt without anything else down. I'm also not going to put any lip liner down because I want to see what these colors look like all by themselves. Okay, so let's start with Icing. Okay, they're not sticky. I feel like they are just a hair less dense than the previous version. These feel a little bit more slip slidey. Almost like maybe there's like a touch of oil in them. I think, and I'm sure you guys will know, I think they added like a camellia oil to this. So I think you can feel it a little bit. Like the older ones felt like a straight up kind of middle of the road gloss in terms of the formula and the density, but these definitely feel like there's a little bit more going on. Okay, so there is Icing, very, very subtle. This is probably great if you just want to keep your lips moisturized or maybe like a nice topper. It has like that little hint of milkiness, like maybe if you want to tone a lipstick color down a little, that could be great. But I'm gonna remove this and then we'll try the next shade. I think I'll try the yellow Fabulous shade. And then this is the one that has a little bit of shimmer in there. There is no fragrance. Hallelujah. There is Fabulous. I'm going to be honest, I don't even see that much of a difference between these two on my lips. Maybe I see a little bit more of like a reflection going on because of the shimmery bits, but barely. Very, very, very light pigmentation. I mean, not surprised. I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing. I'm just confirming that there's very, very light pigmentation in those two glosses. Okay, I am expecting a little bit more out of this one. So let's remove this one. Okay, so here is the accessory shade. I like this. I like this. This is going to be a great shade to go along with like all of your nude lip liners. I feel like it'll blend a nude lip liner out really, really nicely. I do like this new formula. I think it's very, very comfortable. I like that like little hint of an oily feeling in there. It does feel very, very moisturizing on the lips. And I like that they updated it with that because it does feel like all of the lip glosses that are coming out these days are sort of this like gloss oil hybrid. So I guess Chanel's just trying to, you know, stay with the times, if you will. But yeah, they're not sticky at all. Very, very comfortable. They're very pretty. They do have a nice sheen to them. They're not too juicy where it looks like you're drooling. You guys have heard me say that before. Like I find those like really glassy lip glosses to just look like I'm just drooling or I can't wipe my mouth properly. Like that's what that always looks like to me. And I really like when, you know, there's a gloss and there's like a little bit of a sheen, but it's not too reflective. And I get that with these glosses, which is nice. I'm still very sad about Rose Nave, but I promised I wouldn't harp on that. I wouldn't keep bringing that up, but I just want to say, Chanel, if you're looking to expand the shade range, maybe just throw this in because it is deeper. It is deeper than Icing. Okay, I'm gonna throw on some lip liner. You know, I don't have a nude lip liner from Chanel. Isn't that weird? Because I know they redid their lip liners, so I kind of got rid of the old ones that I have, and I just never really replaced them. I have like a dark red and I have like a bright reddish orange. Anyway, I'm going to go in with the Victoria Beckham. This is the 1.5 lip liner. There. That looks a little bit better, that little bit of definition. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on the new Rouge Coco Hydra glosses. I think the main takeaway, or the main difference, I should say, between this and the old version is that these are a little bit thinner and they have a little bit more of that like slippy oil feel to them. So they do feel a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter than the old version. So I think if you keep that in mind, I don't think you'll be disappointed by these. They're very comfortable. There's no fragrance. The shades that I got, at least, are very, very nice. So those are my thoughts on the new glosses. And I like my warm summertime look here. If you guys did end up getting these, or if you were interested in these, just know that both the highlight and the blushes are very, very balmy. And I think I do like putting this balm down over some powder, just to take away from its emollients, just because, you know, if you've put like primer down, maybe you have some SPF down, like you just feel like maybe you've got a lot of stuff going on your face. Putting some powder down first will really, really help with those, if you're interested in getting them, or if you got them and you're like, my face feels too wet. Anyway, so as usual, I'll link to all the products down below in my description box, but I do also want to mention that YouTube has changed like the look of their ability to shop through YouTube. So before it was like a pop-up that would come up on my video. Now it just sort of appears below. And I just wanted to point that out because when I was watching a video, it looked a little bit like an ad to me because it wasn't on my video, it was below it. It's not, that's still part of the YouTube shopping situation. So if you click there, you'll be able to shop my products as well. And that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.